Hello guys, welcome to Ace of Info YouTube channel, and this is video number 7 in Java series. So if you are new here, Ace of Info is a YouTube channel for all those who are trying to learn new technologies every day. So please consider subscribing the channel and also click on the bell icon so you won't miss any of our videos. Okay, so if you really understand basic concepts, let's dig little deep to OOP and try to understand classes and objects. Java uses object-oriented programming, so programmers need to think closer to real-world objects when programming. Each object is unique. For example, an apple, a car, these are objects. Think of it this way: your laptop is an object. Now, your laptop always knows something and does something. When it says laptop knows something, it has a color, a structure, a logo, or various things. In programming, it's like variables. So when it says it does something, laptop plays music, runs software, build apps, and many other things. So in programming, it's like methods. This is the logic behind objects. So an object knows something and does something. Okay, now what is a class? We say it is the blueprint of the object. If you are going to build a house or tower or something, first you need the structure, right? Or in other words, the blueprint. In Java, the same scenario happens. When you are creating an object, your JVM, which is short for Java Virtual Machine, needs a structure to build that project. So that structure is called a class. A class has a name and attributes like these and behaviors like these. Now let's code and see what happens with them. Okay, I will create a new file here. Okay, so to demonstrate these classes and objects, I'm going to build a small calculator. So I'm going to create a class named calculator. So I give the class and the class name, which is calculator, and open and close curly brackets. Now in our main method, we can simply make our object by giving the class name, which is calculator, and then give a reference, any name you like. So this is called an object reference. To create that, we use the class name, then a name to the reference object, obj in this case. Now to create the object, we use this object obj, then assign memory with new keyword, then give the constructor name. We will discuss about constructors with upcoming tutorials. So what happens here is we have a class and we have an object. Now without assigning new keyword in a new line, we can do this in one line. So there's no need of two lines, we can do it by one line like this. So we have our class and we have our object. Now as we know, object knows something and does something. So when we say object knows something, means this class has variables. So I will declare some variables, int value 1 and int value 2 and int result. So when we say object knows something, it has some variables. So our object knows these variables. Now also we say object does something. To do something in the class, we need a method. I will declare a method name as addValues, then open and close curly brackets. So this class is going to do something inside of this method. So method is something we have with the name and brackets, and it will perform specific work inside of a class. So this one is a main method. This is a method we created. Now there is still an error because we didn't give any return type. I will say return type int. because I'm going to return an integer value. Also, we will set this to public. So we will discuss about access modifiers in future videos. Now inside this method, we will add two values and we will assign that value to result. Then finally, after we done with that, we have to return result. So now our class is ready. So in main method, when we create the object of this class, these all values and these methods will be saved in memory. All we have to do is access them correctly. Now these variables have 0 by default. In C language, if we didn't assign some value, it will give garbage values. But in Java, it will be 0. So to assign a value to this variable, we say value1 equals 10. But it gives an error because this variable is in a different class. This is the class demo I created, and we can't access this variable inside of this class. So to access this integer with this object, we go here and type obj dot. Now we are assigning 10 to this integer with this object. So I will do the same with the value 2, and I will assign 6 to this. Now we have 10 to value 1 and 6 to value 2. Now we are done with setting up variables. Now to perform this task with the object, we have to say obj dot add values, the method name. Without this method will never run. That's because in Java, main method is the one that executed first. So to perform other things in different classes, we must use them inside of this main method. So that is what we did here. We created the object and then we assigned values to them and we called the method. Now everything is done. Finally, I will print obj.result. Now if we run this, we get the result as 60. So we created the class and object. Then we perform a method in calculator class. So basically, a class is called a blueprint or structure, and the object is something we build with that blueprint. So that is basically about classes and objects. Okay, so that is all we are going to talk about in this video. So thank you for watching the video, and please consider subscribing us, and see you soon with our next video.